All right, ladies and gents, boys and girls, welcome. How are we all doing today? It's always time to get this show on the road, guys. As always, good morning, good afternoon, and a very good evening, no matter where you are right around the world. Welcome to another edition of Line Session. Once again, looking forward to seeing what we can come up with moving forward here today on the gold. And guys, any pairs that you'd like me to look at, as per usual, you guys know the drill. No need for me to really say it, but I will nonetheless. Any questions, any charts, anything you'd like me to take a look at, feel free to pop those into the chat and I will have a look at that for you shortly. But otherwise, let's have a good one, team. Gold making a bit of a pullback today, but we'll do the analysis on it shortly. We'll also quickly just check the news just to see if there is anything scheduled for our session here today. Well, we've got some news coming out of England, so shortly, but it's listed here as minor news, so doesn't really have much of an impact, or won't really have any impact on gold. But just be careful if you are trading a pound. We do have some what I would consider to be high impact news for the euro with CPI later. Sure, on other news providers it's listed as red folder. Moving forward into proceedings in TMY, nothing scheduled. Once again, anything could break at any point in time, so just have your finger on the pulse when it comes to news in case anything does break. But otherwise, guys, let's have a good one. Gold bouncing off some support at the moment, not in any trades at the minute, but we'll obviously we'll do the rundown. In the meantime, guys, if you could please, YouTube, you know the drill, make sure to smash that like button. Don't forget to do that, it's important. Get the numbers on the stream. Also, don't be shy to say g'day, ask questions. TikTok, smash that little screen for me. Likewise, guys, ask questions, say g'day, and let's have a good one. So let's start with the gold, and let's start with that weekly time frame as per the usual. And what we can see is current weekly. So obviously we start off with a bit of a bang yesterday. We have since pulled back to below where we opened. We are forming bearish, so we have tapped in once again to that all-time high resistance around that 42.50. And we are so far rejecting onto the daily time frame here. Now what we can see is the previous daily did close back bullish, a weak bullish candle though, leaving a long upper wick, and that was into that weekly resistance at the all-time high. Is that a suggestion that maybe again we're exhausting to the upside here? Or what would give me that sort of probability is the fact that we do have a low high, lower low on the current daily candle. So as opposed to yesterday, guys, if you can remember, I was only interested in looking for buys yesterday. Today I can definitely now look for opportunities to take a sell. Not running off the buy, still going to be looking for buy options, but the sells make more sense to me today than what they did yesterday. What we're going to do is mark in the current daily candle's high. If we were to continue bearish, seeing we have that lower high, lower low to the previous daily candle, there isn't necessarily much of a need for us to pop back up and break our own high again. If we do so, likely we're going to pop back up to fill the wick on that previous daily candle, and likely what we would have done is just tapped into resistance here, that 4200 flat region, grab some more downside liquidity before we continue back to the upside. We're also going to mark in the current daily candles low. We're going to see what we got either side of the high and low. And onto the 4 hour. We are about to come to a close here on the 4 hour candle, and what we can see is just not much volume on the current 4 hour candle. Inside bar candle, we are closing bearish. We are at some support here to the left hand side though, so closing below the bodies of the candles to the left is also a pretty good indication that we could be ready to once again continue further bearish. What we're going to do now is mark in the current 4 hour candle's high. As far as levels, I'll go down to the 15-minute and I'll draw them up on that. So we are technically bullish in structure, but with counter probabilities leaning to the downside. Onto the 15-minute time frame here, and what we can see is that has definitely flipped structure bearish. All right, so the lowest point the market got to, so prior to that, this was the highest point of the uptrend. The last two more consecutive candle pullback in the opposite way to the uptrend was just here. We're closed below it. I mean, technically speaking, the way I do it, I would argue this is the highest point. We did not close above at this point here, so therefore any closure below this particular swing point, or this one, sorry, the two or more consecutive candles, would confirm a structure flip. So we've since done that. We've also created a lower low. So this rate, the 15-minute structure is technically bearish until we start to pop back above, technically speaking, 42.35.60. So a distance of flipping the structure back bullish. So what I'm going to be looking for, I'm just going to mark in resistance, and I'm going to include the current daily candles high. So first of all, the sell options, guys. I'm going to mark in support. Just formed recently. Below, I've got that wick. So what I'm looking at here on gold today is the fact that the 15 minutes bearish, the fact that the daily counter probabilities are bearish. We have just created a support once again, just above the daily low. If price was to pull back yet again, options are going to be option A, pull back towards the resistance, look out for rejection and a price action catalyst for a sell opportunity from the pullback. So that is going to be the first potential option. Option B will be if price once again comes back down to the support and starts to pop below it, close below it, tap back in, reject, then what we're likely going to do at that point there is retest that current daily candles low and fill that wick to the left hand side. So I can just remove that horizontal for the time being at the daily low. So that's the sell opportunities, guys. Now I would have considered buys, but there was no real catalyst here. Not even on the 5-minute. I didn't have enough confluence. It got just one bullish 15-minute candle going up against the strength of a really strong bearish candle. Didn't have a 5-minute resistance within it. It's just bounced straight off it. So to me, that's a tough one to take. But nonetheless, it has popped back up. So what I'd be looking for is price to, if we could reject, trigger in some sellers, form a minor resistance, lines up this previous support here to the left, only to close back above it, or even maybe impulse entries if it's a weak closure. And once again, what we can do to determine whether it's a weak or strong bearish closure, we will need to use the fib to do that. So I would still consider potential buy options from the current sort of level, guys. So I'm just going to put it back above this support, buys above that point. With further buy options for me moving forward, potentially above the resistance at the current daily candles high. Now, seeing it is the current day's high, well, the Asian range high. What I want to see is price pop up, claim the high, pop back down to retest the Asian range high and begin to pull away. And then if we do have the margin, I would consider a buy option, but we may not have the margin. But to me, it makes sense to look for that potential play if it does present. So that is obviously another option. So they're both the buys and sell options, guys. Definitely got, you know, plans for either direction. Just need to now wait patiently for the right sort of confirmation to enter the markets. And meantime, guys, let's have a good one. Quickly, I'll have a look at GJ for anyone who is interested. Just quickly drew up a few zones prior to the stream. To me, it's flipped quite bearish. We've got now the weekly still forming strong bearish. Still previous weekly was bullish candle low. What goes daily counter probabilities, or previous daily close strong bearish. We are at support, so it is a potential level that price could in fact bounce off current daily. As long as it respects a lot of that previous daily, then maybe we're not going to create a lower low here. 4-hour structure, technically speaking, is still bullish and it's bounced off the support, so still looking good potentially for upside continuation here on GJ. Fact of the matter is, though, you're at some 15-minute resistance. 15-minute structure, the way I technically see it, will remain bearish as long as it remains below this resistance. So your catalyst will be, I'd want to trigger in some sell pressure at the current level, wipe the sellers out, pop above, and then the buys would look really good in my opinion. Otherwise, you'd just be looking out for some rejection from the current level, maybe a bearish engulfing M15, and that could be enough for a potential sell to take it all the way back towards the current daily candles low. That is GJ. GU's at some pretty solid support. Quickly, the weekly, it's pulling back. It looks similar to gold. Daily, it's just looks like it really is exhausting at a previous resistance, that 132 flat region. However, counter probabilities are bearish. You can see the 4-hour consolidating at support. To me, it looks like it could be ready to bounce yet again. The issue is there is no real clean entry point, perhaps above the Asian range high, so you probably want to see price break above it, retest it, and then there's probably going to be an opportunity off the back of that to take a buy option. Otherwise, I'd be looking for rejection sells from either point A higher up or point B just above the current level. That quickly is GU. back to, however, the gold, and we have just closed the 1 hour candle. Let's quickly have a look at that. Let's close bearish engulfing. All right, so what I want to see for any potential buy, I'd like this candle to close weak bearish. And we're just going to chill for a bit, guys. In the meantime, let me take a look at the chat. Welcome to one and all. Stanley, good day to you. KWS Multimedia, good day to you. Peter J, good day to you, my friend. Sebastian, hope you're well, brother. My loyal YouTube member. And Lawsy Lauren, hope you're well as well. Another one, another loyal YouTube member and a VIP member. Hope you're doing well. Tony, good day to you. Can you take a look at AU, Peter? I will do so, yes, shortly. Killen, your long and demo count, GJ from 205, 660. Nice one, mate. We're in some good profit, so the way to start is demo, I suppose. Lau, good day to you. Kenny Kane, good morning to you. All right, so AU, I'll quickly look at that and I'll get to the TikTok chat in just a minute. Starting at the weekly time frame, and what we can see is previous weekly strong bullish, so it's kind of bucking a trend against the other majors. We are still forming bullish in the current weekly. Obviously got that high low higher high at a pretty key level though. The daily is also at a resistance. We have just broken low of the previous daily candle, so if we were to continue bearish, there is no need to pop up and break the high, and if we did so, likely lead to a further push to the upside here. What I would be doing is marking in the current daily candles low and just see what we've got below it. Onto the 4 hour time frame here, and similar to what we saw just before on GU, I think it was, consolidating above a previous resistance and bouncing off it quite strongly. So we're just going to mark in the levels for the time being. We are technically bullish in structure as well here on the 4 hour, so it looks like we're quite bullish here on AU for a change. 15 minutes also technically bullish, and it won't flip back bearish until closures back below 65,460 to be exact. So what I preference on AU, you're not already in a buy, maybe a little bit too late to be honest. You're towards the top third of the range. Not only that, you're at some resistance on the minor time frame. So what I would do is just preference a pullback. A clean one is better, is the best option. Down to that support 64,460 to 50, that sort of level, and look for a potential buy as price forms. It gives you the right confirmation to do so from that support. Otherwise, buys above the resistance, yeah, it does look good, clean as well. So buys above, that's way off for the time being, but that's pretty much what I'd be looking for. So closest thing at the minute would be a pullback buy if I was to trade AU. TikTok, welcome to you one and all. Let me have a look through the chat. The Hongzi will go back up. That's some very strong support, so there is a chance that it could go back up. But I need to wait for a confirmation before I enter the markets. GDP governor, I love that you keep fundamental in check. Rarely we see people match technical and fundamentals. Yeah, well, I think it's important. I am more into it, to be honest now, especially because away from trading, I do have interests. Got to be careful what word I use in case I get the ban. I have interest in precious metals, so I do follow what goes on around the world in regards to what could affect the price of it. I spoke about yesterday my thoughts about silver and what happened at the CME with the futures exchange shut down for that on Friday. It's definitely nothing to do with a server crash, that's all I can say. If it was a server crash, then why did gold and silver basically were the only two assets that were affected, and all the metals basically? Yeah, it was so the big bullion banks could hedge their positions and get out of a lot of the short positions that they were stuck in and getting absolutely wrecked when silver decided to pump to a new all-time high. in, you lost 1,000 last night. Well, there's another day. As long as you're practicing proper risk management, you're still in the game, so don't stress it too much. New day. Let's see what's gonna happen here today. Alright, Hongzi, what about gold? Yep, so just depends how these candle closes. I really need a minor resistance to form. 5 minutes just really not sufficient enough. Although it does look alright actually in a 5 minute here. But even the 5 minute to me is in a downtrend, so to be honest, I need a little bit more. I'd want to see a 15-minute pause just here. A weak pause, and then I may consider a buy as price breaks the pause candles high. So we'll see. We've still got just over 9 minutes for that to potentially present. Do you think gold push back up? Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Again, personally, I think gold is still extremely bullish. Definitely long term, but for the time being, it may still pull back. So I'm just waiting for a confirmation, and the right confirmation for me to enter the market, whether it be up or down. No, is it going down or up? Have to wait and see. Michael, good day to you. Welcome. Hope you're well. Good afternoon. Good evening. Sorry. 0D, g'day to you. Welcome. Anonymous, gold bullish. Yeah, I still believe it's quite bullish, but I do see also options to sell it today. Yesterday, struggling to sell options. Guys, just give me 1 minute. I've got something in the oven, so just gonna make sure it's not gonna burn. I'll be really quick. All good. My members wouldn't need to start a Zoom call for you guys. Had a good session yesterday with the team. Got to know a few of the newer members. Have a good chat. We'll definitely be on later with my guys again. Just quickly speaking of, still do that promo till the end of this week where you get 20% off the lifetime of your subscription. So whether you join for the monthly plan or the annual plan, respective, you get 20% off. So yeah. Been a few new members. Good to see a few new faces. Few new names. Mels, thank you for the sticker. Appreciate it. Anonymous, is there anything to watch that negatively correlates with gold? Well, everyone uses DXY, but I believe it's not the best thing to do because sometimes they will move in the same direction. I would suggest don't bother. To be honest, I would focus on what you're trading, which is if it is spot gold or futures gold, just focus on that. Look out for your confirmations to turn to the market, obviously once you've done your analysis, and don't worry about so much what's going on for instance DXY, because sometimes it's going to confuse you. Sometimes you're going to see them both looking the same, you're going to get confused. Let's quickly have a look at it just now. Yeah, so DXY is a little bit of a pullback. So on this particular day, it has been inversely correlated to gold, but it doesn't always happen. So I would just focus on gold, to be honest. I've always said that. I know everyone says, oh, you got to look at DXY for trading gold. I don't believe so, especially as a scalper. Did hear one of the main economists, or one of the economists that I follow the most, he said the exact same thing. And it was, for the first time I heard him say it about a week or two ago. I'm like, that's my man. That's it. Exactly what I always say. Don't worry about what the DXY is doing. because the DXY is up against mainly the euro is what affects the DXY. So it's the most liquid currency other than the US dollar. And obviously DXY is made up of a basket of the major currencies, that being euro, the pound, the yen, the Aussie dollar, and a few other currencies, Canadian dollar, a few others. So it's up against that, and sometimes you're going to see obviously the majors crash and gold will be pumping. Theme is a safer asset to park your money, and obviously at that same time, if the majors are crashing, that means the XY is going to be going up as well. So just focus on gold. Anonymous or good, my friend? Good question as well. KWS Multimedia, gold sells hit TP faster than buys. Is there an explanation, please? Well, was there a trade? There was no trade for me. Explanation: well, the 15-minute structure is bearish. You got daily counter probabilities bearish, and the daily counter probabilities were already bearish prior to that move, because we had already broken the previous daily candles low here. So price pulled back to a level of liquidity, and obviously sellers step back in, defended that zone. That to me is the explanation. C17, silver tends to drag gold with it lately. Yes, silver has actually it's taken a lead from gold of late, and that tends to suggest, I know we've been a big strong uptrend on the metals, but when silver overtakes gold, that's when you 100% know that the market's in a big strong uptrend when it comes to the metals, because silver will definitely outpace gold. Silver is a tiny asset class. That's why, to be honest, it's absolute crock of shit that the CME futures can crash because of the volume on silver. No chance whatsoever. And because that's basically what they said, an overheating server due to the volume coming in from trades from silver trading, which is absolute crap. Even gold trading, it's just too small of an asset class to do it, to be honest. So yes, but silver has taken a lead from gold. Silver is up for the year to date a lot more than what gold is. We've got time to have a look at it, guys, so we might as well quickly just, actually no, forget it, take a while. But it is up some 80%, I think, for the year to date, where gold is around 60 something. All right, so 2 and a bit minutes remaining here on gold. What I want to see is this counter actually flip back and close weak bearish. If it closes weak bearish, what that would give me is a minor resistance formed at the previous support here to the left. If price was to continue bearish, there will be no need to break above the resistance. If we begin to break the resistance, I do believe that we could head back up towards the resistance back at 4225. So off the back of that, we could potentially look for a buy. Quickly look at a 5-minute again. What I don't like about the 5-minute here is the fact that we are technically bearish in structure as well. So it could just pull back to create lower highs and then waterfall back down to retest the low. So I'm going to avoid looking for the entry based off the 5-minute. And I'm going to look for the confirmation here on the M15 that I want to see. Trading safe. Trading with, I believe, stronger probabilities. KWS Multimedia, no, please, I mean, when it's selling, it has this big candle as compared to buys. It doesn't always happen, mate. When price is trading strong bullish, it would do the same thing to the upside. I mean, you get moves, you see it here, you see it here. Just depends on the volume at the time and where price is at, and again, if we're bullish or bearish at the time. Carl, no, not yet, mate, nothing. It's a fair answer, say 17. But again, it's also the big bullion banks trying to squash this thing down. It's me, Peanut. Welcome to you, and thank you for the sticker as well. Sonny, have you entered yet, or are you holding? No, I'm not in a trade at the moment. Don't yet have the confirmation. Montana, or 4100 incoming. Oh, possibly. And thank you, it's me, Peanut, for sharing live as well. Who's Zypher West? Will it go up to 42.30? Possibly. I don't have the right confirmation at the minute, guys, so I just patiently need to wait. Need that resistance to form on the 15 prior to considering an entry, because this at the minute is suggesting to me that perhaps we are running out of steam in what I believe is now, just technically speaking, short-term down. Not saying we're bearish in regards to gold, where I think it's going in the general direction, the higher time frame, but short-term trading off the back of the daily bearish counter probability. So we've got lower high, lower low, and off the back of the fact that 15-minute structure is bearish, and we are forming some weak bullish closures. 5-minute structure is also bearish. I do believe there is more potential for short-term sells. So without a decent confirmation for me to go against that being the 15-minute minor resistance forming, and that will look somewhat like this. Again, free education, guys. So if 15 can perhaps close somewhat like so, create that little bit of minor resistance. What that resistance should act as, not this should is the wrong word to use, but what that resistance will likely act as if we are to continue bearish is a barrier. So price will respect the high likely and head back down, potentially coming back down towards the low, and then could be sells upon continuation below low. However, providing that barrier, then there would be no need if it was to continue bearish for a price to break above it. And if we do break through that barrier, what we're likely going to do, the probabilities are that there is a good chance we're going to head up back up to the next ceiling, which is back at 42.25 roughly. So that is kind of what I want to see prior to looking for any buys at the minute, or just another pullback, form some resistance, for instance, at this point here, create another pullback towards the support, bounce off it, and then we start to close back above the resistance. And that would be also enough to suggest read to continue back up. Okay, double S multimedia, almost. Didn't quite get the name right, but I'll forgive you. I get called Jason often, but it's all good. Carl, looking for sells from around 42.23-ish area, around where we are, but need confirmation. Yeah, that's fair enough. I mean, we could also get involved in some sells. Yes, need a confirmation. What I do like is we've got some 5-minute support here, so that is definitely a plus. So now if we can perhaps close below that point there, which is the 5-minute support, close back a bearish candle, again we'll be rejecting some previous support here to the left. Not so concerned by that because we did wipe it out and that moved to the downside, but we do have a potential entry point. Again, it will all come down to stop loss and whether we've got the margin or not, because the reality is if it does reject and candle closes bearish, it may even close close to the support. If that's the case, there is no margin to sell. So yes, that I believe that's also a good potential option. We'll wait till 41.70, 41.90. Yeah, I reckon below 42.03. We've tapped into that level twice already and we've bounced off it. So if we finally close below it, I do believe we're going to fill that wick on the daily time frame. Herbert buy stop 42.15 to reach targets of 25 and 30. Okay, I wish you luck. Yared, no, not at the moment. And even though we're pumping now, to me there's definitely no entry here because of one minor detail this candle is lacking. Now, who from the chat would like to let me know what that detail is? So just say I had a signal here to buy it on after this candle closed. What is this current candle missing that would prevent me from taking the buy? candy cane wick, correct. This candle has no low wick. So you might ask why it needs that, because once again, if you were to look through to the left of the chart here, I would hazard to guess more than 95% of these candles would have wicks in both directions. So there is that chance of it pulling back. So it could pop up, you take the trade, and pulls all the way back, doesn't break its high again, you end up back bearish at support, and you think to yourself, why don't I just wait for that wick? So that's why. There's a reason why. Brad, John Wick, yep. Have you seen the latest addition to that series? It's the female. Can't remember the name of it. They're just trying to extend it. It's just too far gone now, to be honest. They just got to put it to bed. Yarda and buyers suggest TP. TP, I would suggest 42.25. Michael, yep, no week. Let's have a look at GJ just quickly. All right, it's closed above the resistance. So you got a confirmation of structure flipping. But it so happens to be this candle's made the move. So I'd now be waiting for the pullback. Form a bit of minor resistance as well. Has it retested this zone? No, not yet. Yeah, I'm waiting for the retest. Ballerina? Peter? Yeah, that's the one. I mean, it's okay, but at some point you just gotta, again, like I said, put it to bed, move on. I mean, how many times has he actually died now, John Wick? And he is in the movie. 0D in a buy since 42.11, TP 42.50. Okay, fair enough. Man for plan, I like it. Duante, are you trading, please? Not in trade at the minute, and we're just pumping up. So what I'm likely going to be looking for is rejection and for some sells from higher up. Peter, it's like Rambo. Yeah, they do. It's an overkill. This might be controversial, but the only movie series that I reckon has done what they call them, not the sequels, the prequels later on, that I believe is still a good series. It's not as good as the originals, and it's one of those series that you either love it or hate it, and it's just Star Wars. To be honest, I actually like the new movies as well. They're not as good as the originals, but they're still quite entertaining. A very different take. Don't at me, guys. I never thought I'd be into Star Wars, and it was over the lockdowns where I had nothing else to do and sit in the charts, watch movies, and thought, you know what? Got Disney. I'm gonna actually watch it for it and just see if I actually do like it or not. I just thought it'd be not for me, and I really did like it. So I literally got through every single Star Wars movie whilst in lockdown and series. It was good fun. M Herbert, buy it 15, killing it. Nice work. Good to see it, hear it, guys. Oliver Grayson, g'day to you. Star Wars is mint. Yeah, I love it. Bobbles, this is the way. Yeah. Gotta love the Mandalorian. A lot of the other series around that weren't as good. One Andor, I reckon that's shit, to be honest. I just couldn't get into that. And some of the other ones as well, but yeah, Mandalorian's good. They're bringing out a movie, I think, next year. Sebastian, can I look at you, CAD? I'd like to go short, but I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, I'll have a look. It was the CAD. I don't even have it in the watch list here. All right, so you want to go short. First of all, what I'd say today, you'd have to be really confident in your analysis prior to any entry. So maybe there's something that putting you off, and maybe there's a reason for it. But nonetheless, you have us. I will definitely look at it for you. All right, let's just remove the drawings here. Starting at the weekly time frame. Previous weekly was strong bearish. We have respected a low of that candle. It does line up with resistance here to the left. So potential point, and it is obviously support. Potential point price could bounce off. I'd be marking in current weekly high. Let's look at daily. That is the current day's high. So you do have daily candle probabilities to the upside. But what I would say about that is, seeing we do have that, there would be no need for it to pop back down and break its own low. So it may have just created its low for today. So that could suggest maybe a chance of a deeper pullback. 4 hour is definitely bearish in structure here, and it's just created a resistance recently. I just mark in that as the high. Support, I'll mark in that for the time being. Let's make our way down to the minor time frame here. 15. So what I'd look out for here is, has there been a structure flip at the 4 hour resistance? And what I can tell you is, technically speaking, I can confirm there has been. Has to close below swing point. It has done so. So therefore we are bearish. So what I'd be looking for, I don't mind the sells. I'd either be looking for the pullback towards 140 flat yet again and look out for rejection. Or what I do like about what it's potentially doing now in the next 3.5 minutes is confirming some more minor support back below the resistance. It has come from quite high up for this particular pair. Oh, it's only 6 pips by the looks of it. It does look like it's needs to trigger in sellers, but that's the majors. That's the beauty of the majors. So what I'd be waiting for is this candle close bullish, followed by engulfing closure below, and that could be a trigger for a deeper sell-off. And that is how I would personally play UCAD if it were me. Buys are a little bit difficult. I mean, you're probably not gonna have the range to buy it back up, but if you are looking for the sells, they're the 2 options I'd be personally looking at. The one say this is, yes, XAUUSD. Hours. Let's call it hours. I think we're gonna be bearish. Yeah, I'm at this rate preferencing sells as well. Jamil, what I think on EU. Very similar to GU. So look what it's done. What I mentioned before, was it GU or one of the pairs? Let it break the Asian range high, and let's see how price reacts to it. We're now pulling back below it. I believe EU could be a really nice sell on the following candle. As long as this candle doesn't melt in the next 2 minutes, let new candle create an upper wick, a good chance to hang back down towards the daily candle's low. Because what we've just done is, we have just broken the Asian range high, we have pulled back to retest it, and we are now sinking back below it. Is there some 5-minute support as well potentially being created just now? So as long as it remains below the Asian range high just now, and we close back bearish, creating that minor support in the 5-minute, that would look like a cracking entry. But with gold, I'd be definitely looking at the sell based off that. So for me, I'd prefer the downside. However, if this candle does in fact, well, if it closes like so, next candle pops back up and closes above, then I do believe we're going to continue bullish. So there are your 2 options on EU. Gonna remove that for the time being. Oliver, trades with you, young trader, trade master. Yes, my Padawan. Ali, mate. There we go. There's the nickname Yoda. Sebastian, all good, mate. Not a problem. Status Lou, London in 30 minutes. Yes, we do have London in 30 minutes. Devante, what time frame are you using, please? Predominantly the 15. It's me, Peanut. Thank you for all the stickers as well. Appreciate it. Tested out new fragrance today. Well, bought it. It came in the mail. Do like it. I think it's a good one. It's Valentino Born in Roma Intense. So it's a good one. So eventually do a review on that. I've got a heap to review though, so keep an eye out for all the reviews, guys. Some of those have been getting some pretty good view counts. I was quite impressed, to be honest. Hamza would we could see 4170, 4185 today, maybe New York. Possibly. Yeah, what happened yesterday around the open? Or just 20 minutes into it when you got the comics. So yesterday, my session sold off. Yeah, it's I guarantee it's the big bullion banks trying to push prices back down. Happens so often throughout this year. Asian session will pump. Not so much today. London will consolidate or continue, maybe with not as much momentum in line with the Asian session, and MY will start off in line with the direction of the Asian session, and it tends to dump later on. Michael, how many bottles of right now? Probably about 50. It's not that many. I mean, as collectors have got, mine will get up there, don't worry. It will get up there, but I've seen collectors with like over 1,000, like a couple thousand. Jesus, yeah, tell me about it, mate. It's comes an obsession when you don't go anywhere and you're still spraying cologne. Spraying some fragrance on, but I enjoy it. I like the smell. So yeah, 4. Yeah, all you need is like 3 or 4 in all honesty. One for winter, one for summer, maybe one for the gym if you do go to gym, one for work. All right, so I need a rejection here. I need some resistance minimum on the 15, and within it I need some 5-minute support. So similar to this, but we want to see a 15 closing bearish, and then we could have a potential sell. I would still like it to pop up higher, but I would still trust it if we don't. Michael, I love it. 1 for each week of the year. Yeah, don't worry, it will be a lot more than that soon. Not all of them are designer, not all of them. To be honest, I've only really got one niche. I don't know, you may not even really consider it a niche fragrance. I don't have any Louis Vuitton or any of that, to be honest. I just, yeah, maybe eventually, but I think it's ridiculous paying $400 or $500 for one bottle. I mean, 200 already is, and that's the most I've paid is about 220. Got quite a few recently on sale from Myers, which were priced at a lot more than what I paid. So they were priced around at 250 mark, and I got them for around 180. See your reviews. I don't like them all as well. Yeah, so look, some of them I'm not a big fan of. Some blind buys, but generally speaking, if it's a blind buy, it's going to be a cheap blind buy. Look, Born in Roma Intense, what I got in the mail today. I had smelled it once, and I think I liked it, but I couldn't remember if it was exactly what I sprayed at the time, if it was that or a different card that I sprayed it on and didn't like it. But it turns out I do like it. It is quite a nice fragrance. Coral Fantasy is better, but it's more Coral Fantasy is more for the warmer conditions. I've got that as well. This one's a more mature take of it. It doesn't have the ginger in it, so it's not as playful, I suppose. If you got Hugo Absolute, yeah, that's amazing, that stuff. I absolutely love it, honestly. And it just lasts forever. You could spray it on and you'll still smell it hours and hours later. Say 17, yesterday's green candle, daily candle closed with strong negative volume, delta on comic. Yep. NY solid hard. It tends to happen because they are the bullion banks. Again, they're trying to hedge positions. Oliver? Fragrance reviews, my friend, not alcohol. Well, they do have alcohol in them, don't they? Do they? I can't remember. For the most part, I think they used to anyway. Yeah, it's on TikTok. I will eventually upload them to YouTube as well. All right, so rejection here. All right, this is good. Could we finally perhaps be looking at some sells moving forward, maybe 15 minutes prior to the session open? So one particular catalyst here would be the 15-minute engulfing candle. So that would have to close obviously below the bullish candle. At that point, we're back below support here to the left. What I would really love to see happen, and it still could happen, is one 5-minute candle prior to the closure, and it doesn't have to close bearish engulfing if we have this happen. If, let's just say, the next 5-minute closes like so, and maybe the following one closes like so, we're not technically going to be engulfing the 15-minute candle, but we will have triggered, we would have triggered in some buyers. We would have wiped those buyers out. We will close back a strong bearish 15-minute candle, and that could be enough to suggest we're ready to head back down. So that's what we're potentially looking out for, guys, in the next 8 and a bit minutes here on the gold. Michael, mate, try out Invictus Elixir Pucker Rabanne. Honestly, that stuff is amazing as well. If you like Absolute, bottle Absolute, this stuff is up there. It's probably just as good. You have it? What do you reckon? You like it? The rejection answering the fair value gap. Lewis, possibly. Loxane, good day to you. Lachlan, not yet, mate. Looking at maybe possible entries in just under 8 minutes. Michael, love it. Yeah, that's a cracker. To be honest, I'm not a fan of Invictus Pucker Rabanne. It's just a little bit too feminine for my liking. Comes across as a little bit too floral. I mean, it's not a bad smell. I do sometimes wear it. I've also got that. I've also got a dupe of that, to be honest, and the dupe is exact same. You cannot tell a difference, and the staying power is also the exact same. Try Jimmy Choo? Yeah, I will. I've heard good things about it. Want Choo forever? I'll try it out. All right, so just under 7 minutes, guys, so we can talk shit for a little longer, and then we'll focus on gold. Also got a dupe of Stronger With You Intensely that is an equal, I believe, to the original. I've got the original as well. Sometimes I actually prefer the dupe because it's a little sweeter, I find. I love the vanilla scent. All right, guys, be back in 1 minute. Quickly check the oven. All right, perfect. That is ready. Don't have to worry about it anymore. All right, so 5 minutes, just over 5 minutes, guys. Let's see. I would love for this to close a little bit stronger here and then trigger in some buys, close a weak bullish candle. If not, then we need bearish engulfing. And it's just me playing to my rules, playing to patterns within price action I'm familiar with, that I know are highly probable if they do present. So we've not closed that strong bearish 5 minute. So let's just say now the preference would be the engulfing 15. Market price not reached any resistance while you take sells. We're in a downtrend, so it could create lower high. It's reached a previous support, triggering sellers. If I get a price action catalyst, that would be enough for me to look for the sell. It doesn't always need to pop back up and retest. It's done that already. It's rejected already. So at some point, price is going to move away, create lower high, lower low. All right, so let's see. Just under 4 minutes, we could have a sell option. YouTube guys, if we quickly could hit that like button, be much appreciated. Let's get numbers onto the stream. All right, so right on 3 minutes, guys. You want this to close bearish engulfing. And on the flip side, if this actually closes, well, let's quickly mark in, use the fib here from top to bottom. It's marking a point, but opposite, sorry. Wrong way around. Bottom to top. My bad. We close above the 0.382, then we could have options to buy it on the following candle. So that would be a weak closure. It would be back above the support here to the left, leaving a long lower wick, which suggests we've perhaps grabbed downside liquidity. The move prior to it was pretty strong bullish. So if we've begun to break above the pause candle's high, the weak pause candle, that to me would suggest there is a high probability that we will eventually complete the move up to the resistance again. So off the back of that, I would also consider buy options, but we're just under 2 minutes remaining. This rate, we need to be either below this horizontal or just back above this one here at 42.16. KWS multimedia, we'll have to wait and see. Doesn't engulf, it could come down to pure price action. So if the following candle pops straight down, then pops back up to create an upper wick, may consider selling it to break its own low again. Possibly, but we'll have to wait and see. Alright, so what I suggest you guys doing is you need to track what the lowest point, and that's if you are interested in taking this trade. I'm not saying follow me, copy me, only if you understand it and you agree. Track what the lowest point of this candle is on your broker's chart. What we need to see is this candle first of all leave a lower wick, the following candle leave an upper wick, create an upper wick, and then once it does that, it gives us a decent upper wick, we can set a sell stop about 3 pips below the low of the current candle. So we need to track the lowest point of this candle, and it is melting just now. We don't want to shit the bed in the next 45 seconds. Don't do it, gold. All right, good thing is we're popping below the 5 minute support as well. So what it would all come down to is the upper wick, because stop loss is just going to be a little bit too wide. We're not going to have the margin. It will come down to the upper wick on the following candle. So again, I'm tracking the lowest point. My broker's chart's 42.11.76, 42.11.50. That's just over 2.5 pips below. Ah man, it's gonna make it difficult as it's creating a lower low just now. It's not even going to leave the lower wick. You watch. Left a tiny lower wick. Has to pull up to create an upper wick. And a decent one. Because that has to be our stop loss. So I want this candle to pop up, create a decent upper wick, perhaps tap into low of that bullish candle. And the entry will be just below the lowest point of the current candle. It needs that upper wick. So potential entry 42. We're rejecting just now. Can't say about an upper wick because stop, just don't have the margin. All right, this is better. All right, so the low is 42, 11, 17 on my chart. So 42, 10, 90. 42, 10, 90. Stop loss back above current candle's high. And I've set an order. So looking for a sell. 42, 10, 90. Stop loss is whatever the highest point of this candle is. I'll just have to continue to adjust it. So at the moment, we're roughly looking at about 26 pip stop. All right, so sell stop is in place. That's what I'm currently looking at. But again, check your broker's chart to see what the lowest point is of the current candle. And if it's a little bit lower down, you got to enter lower down. If it's a little bit higher up, you could potentially enter a little bit higher up. But give it at least about 2.5 spread margin to account for spread. So don't just set the order right at low. It's me, Peanut. Yeah, looking for a sell. Lachlan, yep. Zach, what the? Bergman, can we answer buy? Personally, if you want, I'm not looking for a buy. All right, so my stop loss is still, I don't need to yet adjust it. I've actually got it set at 42.1370. We just don't want this to pop up too high because again, what it's going to mean is we don't have enough margin because that is the target really. So we need to have a decent risk to reward. It's me and Peanut. Oh, it's not the moment yet. No. You should not be in your trade just now. Needs to wait for this candle to break its own low. Because this candle popped straight down, broke low of the previous candle. Said to you guys, patiently wait for it to create an upper wick. As soon as it gives you a decent upper wick, could potentially tap into the low of that previous bullish candle, reject, then we can look for the sell option. So that's potentially what we're looking at. Bergman TP will be back at this support. Quick in and out scalp. We're also coming close to London Open, guys, so we need to keep a bit of an eye on that. 30-minute, potentially closing bearish as well. What's the hourly looking like? Hourly looks like it creating a bit of a pause below the support here, so that also looks pretty good, but maybe on the next 1 hour candle. All right, so I'm still happy with the level it's pulled back to because we have tapped into that bullish candle, but I'm gonna have to adjust my stop loss to just above that candle's high. So, gonna have to adjust it yet again. Don't want to keep pulling back too far because then again, you're just gonna have too wide of a stop. Currently, the stop loss is 35.8 pips to be exact, is where I've got it. 42.1448. Zach, but my entry 4206.04. That's all right. We're still in profit. Nice. Let's see. Now again, I want this to happen pretty soon because we are coming close to London Open. Last thing I want to do is get triggered into a trade, and then London Open, the 30-minute leaves a lower wick, pulls back to leave a lower wick. The 1 hour also pulls back as well to leave a bit of lower wick. So we need to be triggered in pretty quick smart. I'll keep you guys posted if I'm gonna remove the order, because we still could have a really good valid option come London Open. If this closes weak bullish, sorry, it's an even higher probability entry on the following candle, so long as it creates an upper wick and begins to break the low. Be the exact same entry point, and to be honest, if it comes down to the last 4 or 5 minutes, I'll likely be waiting for that. So I would remove the order and look for potential sells below on the following candle at session open. Bergman stop loss is what? 42.10. Stop loss? No, I mean, how can stop loss be 42.10? The entry is 42.90. Sells, mate. To 1T, what is TP? TP will be 42.05 roughly, 42.06. It's basically the support. All right, looks like we're rejecting pretty quick smart in a minute. Stop loss 42.14 or 8 is where I've exactly got it. Oh shit, all right, we're in. All right, we're moving, guys. All right, I want to get to break even prior to the session open. We've got about, well, we had about 5-6 pips on the table. So I'd love to be at break even prior to the open. Needs to drop a little bit lower. It's too early to get to break even. Now this candle, well, this candle is where the stop loss is, so it's a tough one to manage. I'll let you guys know as soon as I begin, if I begin to manage it. But we are pretty much at entry. $42.06 TP. It's me, Peanut. That's pretty much where I would be targeting. But we'll see. We're in and out drawdown at the minute. Now, if this candle closes weak bullish, it may be a cue to sell it. To close partials. You could even re-enter those partials as it breaks low again on the following candle if it does so. So I want candles to continue to close back bearish. Stop loss is above the current candle's high. 42.14.50 roughly. I'd prefer to close weak bullish and then almighty red candle. Yeah, I mean that's would be a really good play at the minute, to be honest. So we'll see, we're in about 3 pip drawdown. All right, let's see. Back in profit, back in drawdown. So it's a little bit of a seesaw here. All right, there you go. 12 pips. All right. Wanted to drop again. Coming close to session open, I really want to be at break even. I should have been at break even. 12 pips is normally pretty much enough. Alright, so you got 10 again. While playing funny buggers at the minute, not quite enough really to secure, to be honest. Some of you may have secured, you had more than 12 pips, well, we had about 12 pips on the table. For a quick scalp, that can sometimes be enough. All right, could close weak bullish. So, I mean, if the new cow creates a bit of an upper wick and begins to flip and break the low, that looks fantastic as well. So, I'm going to be happy just to let it do its thing, to be honest. Leave it open. Unless this thing rockets back up, then you really need to, in my opinion, start closing partials. Aaron, maybe. Possibly. Normally I would have taken profit, to be honest, but I'm leaving trades open longer at the minute. So to me, it's still not that bad a trade, to be honest. The plan played out, you know, in the past I would have definitely secured. But right now, I don't think it's worth it on gold to secure at, you know, just the 10, 12 pip mark anymore. Volume in 2 minutes, yeah, there's a good chance it could take me out, but all good, that's fine. I'm not bothered. I'm accepting of the risk, and that's the most important thing. Lachlan, thank you for the sticker. Yeah, this closure is not great, to be honest. This is a pretty strong closure. There's a good chance it's going to pop up, take me out, and then maybe if it is to continue bearish, make the move. But Still in it anyway. Yeah, I'm about to get taken out. Oof. Still in it, just. Stop loss for 14 or 1450 is actually where I've got it. It's about to get hit. Oh, so close to being hit. Still just in it. Won't be for long though, but we'll see. Aaron, potentially. So who knows? At the minute, looks like that's the case, but again, I'm accepting of the risk, so it's all good. All good. Duante, it's pretty obvious I'm in a sell. We should be able to tell, mate, by this risk reward tool here. Okay, we won't see you. Say London, the hourly looks juicy. The hourly looks good if it breaks the low of that previous candle. Looks fantastic. Shamo, good afternoon to you. KWS Multimedia, should we close? You do what you want to do, mate. For me, I'm keeping it open. I was just spared. So close to being taken out of that. I'm still in it. Just. Highest point on my brokerage chart was 38. So the spread, it did light up red, but did not take me out. So very close to it. So I'm still in it. Still a little bit of hope, guys. That's all I can go off at the moment, to be honest. There's KWS Multimedia. Well, let's see. Lilith in 1 minute frame looks like it's creating head and shoulders. Yeah, I don't trade price action patterns like that, as in head and shoulders and so on and so forth. Potentially, I can kind of see what you mean. Or what the inverse you mean. Kuka, do you offer signals? No. No. Did it before, it's a pain in the ass, hated it. Did not like it, and it wasn't for my group, it was for another group. And full transparency, most of the trades I took were in demo because I didn't want to blow my account trying to call signals left, right, and center. Not gonna lie, and that's what a lot of signal servers will be doing. Aaron, fair play. Yeah, again, you need to be accepting of the risk as well. So I understand this trade could go against me, and that's fine if it does. I'm accepting of the risk on the table, and I just move on if I do get taken out. And there's still a good chance I will get taken out, to be honest. And it wasn't the worst entry because still I had usually what would be enough. I just chose not to secure. Probably should have stuck to the plan to get to break even though. That's the one thing I'm a little bit stubborn with. But anyway, it's what it is. Ricky, you've jumped in the trade just with a small lot size. I hope you jumped in only because it was a trade that you also agree with. Bend and Ninja. Bendan Ninja. Got sells from 42.60. 42.60. Nice one. I'm waiting for a 3-minute bearish entry now. Or to go further up 1 minute and give bearish entry before selling. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, 3 minutes created a M for potential M formation. Let's see, guys. We're not that far off break even now. Oh, what a roller coaster. I mean, to 8 pip profit. Come on. Drop it like it's hot. All right. 10 plus pips. All right. This time I'm getting to break even, guys. I'm at break even. So I'm officially going to break even. And I'm going to secure some partials at 14 pips. And that was a rough ride. Not going to lie. But job still got done. So wow. So close. So close. But I've taken some profit. Nice one. And now we've broken low that previous candle. In my opinion, it's a high probability that we could continue to downside. I'm just going to leave the rest go to this support, and that's it. That's job done for today. Wow. I swear I had the red light flashing for stop loss to be hit. It was that close. But got the job done. Win's a win. I'm going to take it. Nice one. I hope some of you guys were also lucky enough to be spared and took the win. Snapshot, you told yesterday 40 to 50 is a dangerous region. Not a problem, bank. All good. Trade Delicious, how's it gold doing? Yeah, bit all over the shop, but just taking some profit, so it's all right. Dean, afternoon. All good, mate. Well, yeah, kind of, but anyway. Carl, if we start praying to trade gods, it would. I hope you must have prayed because it's working out, and now it's running. So now you got like 19 pips on the table. Shamu, you just split second to none, mate. Was watching your reaction as you didn't. You just deleted it. Sorry. Reaction as you didn't even flinch. That's what you call accepting discipline. Hopefully we'll get. Takes time, mate. It took me a long time, and now we're running. Now we're really running. 25 plus pips, guys. So if you're not secured anything, I would definitely consider doing so. And it is looking really good. In fact, I've got 27 pips. I might even secure the bag, to be honest. I'm happy with that. Yeah, I'm going to close it. A little bit premature, but I'm happy. A win's a win. And it's a good result. Galmarek, let's go. Nice one. Franco, wow, would set a stop loss perfect. Oh, right on perfect, to be honest. Just spared. Shomo, secure the bag. Nice one. Full tippy hit. KSS multimedia. Good work. Well done, guys. So good work. Well done, team. You should be at break even because, well, now, yeah, your runner would have been taken out. So secured the bag. How cracking was that? Stop loss placement perfect. Secure the bag basically at the low. Cracking trade here. Band Ninja 42 20 41 30, and I'll go long for new highs. Fair enough. Yeah, I already went full TP. Yeah, just be careful, mate. Aaron, you also in M3 gave bearish entry. Nice one. 24 1 to 2. Fair enough. Soon there. My stop was too low. It's me, Peanut. Yeah, if you were following where I had it, you would have been spared. But don't stress it. Don't try to jump straight back in. There's always going to be another opportunity. So nicely done. Good work, guys. Gold W. And that will bring the stream record up to 137 wins and 34 losses. So not too shabby. All right, so that's our trade done. Wow, so close. So AW, nice one. It's me, Peanut. Accept it. That's it. You need to accept it. Trust me. As soon as you accept the result, then you're gonna go a long way when it comes to your trading. To be honest. But all right, guys. Well, what I might do is I might get going because I've had something just come up. It's got a message. But I do appreciate you all for joining. My guys, I will chat to you. We should be right for later. Riz, what trading platform? It's good in Australia. Is in broker. I'll type into the chat just quickly. I'll be on tomorrow, so let's have a look forward to that. Do trade safe if you are trading into my session. As always, anything could happen. Gold being gold, and with Trump being in office, any news could break at any point in time. But well done to those who managed to secure some profit in that trade just now. Guys, don't forget to follow, do all that stuff, sub if you're not already done so on YouTube as well. And I will catch you guys all tomorrow. Thank you for the support. My team, I will end the call and I'll chat to you guys. I'll catch you after. Well done. And everyone else, thank you once again. Until tomorrow, trade safe, take care, and have a good one, team. Cheers. Bye, guys.